A 21-year-old walks into Washington, D.C. for the first time in her life, unseeded, unprotected, and the draw handed her an Olympic gold medalist in round one. Not the quarters, not the semis, round one. And if she somehow survives that, the defending champion is waiting right behind her. Back to back. No warm-up, no soft opener, just maximum difficulty from the very first point of the week. Everyone is talking about the wrong match. Let me show you what is actually happening. Saturday night, the Washington draw drops, and within an hour, every tennis account on the internet is posting the exact same sentence. Alex Eala could face the defending champion. That sentence is true. It is also not the most important sentence on her side of the bracket. Because before Eala gets anywhere near Leylah Fernandez, she has to walk through an Olympic gold medalist in round one. And almost nobody is leading with that. So let me tell you what is genuinely happening in Washington this week. Before we go anywhere, you need one number in your head, not a ranking, 70. That is the total points Alex Eala has to defend across the entire North American swing. Washington, Toronto, Cincinnati, the US Open. All of it, 70 points. To understand why that number hits differently, you need to understand how tennis rankings actually work. Every player arrives at a tournament carrying a backpack. Inside it is whatever they earned at this same event 1 year ago. And here is the brutal part. They have to earn all of it again just to stay exactly where they are. Not to climb, to stand still. Leylah Fernandez walks into Washington with 500 points in her backpack. She won this title last year. Every round she loses, points fall out, and they do not come back. Alex Eala walks in carrying almost nothing, because last summer collapsed, a first-round loss in Toronto. Then, a left shoulder injury pulled her off the tour. 2 tour-level events the whole swing. A second-round exit at the US Open, 70 points total. Then she disappeared. So the version of Eala arriving in Washington right now is a player with almost no floor to fall through. Every single match she wins from Monday forward is pure addition. There is nothing to protect. There is only building. Now the field is loaded. Pegula is the top seed. Svitolina, Osaka, Schneider behind her. All 4 got byes into the second round. Keys, Kalinskaya, Fernandez, and Navarro round out the 8 seeds. Read that list and notice what is missing. Alex Eala is ranked 28th in the world, a career high, fresh off one of the most electric Wimbledon runs in recent memory. She is not seeded, not because she played badly, because this tournament only protects 8 players. And 8 is a very small number when Pegula and Osaka and Keys all show up in the same week. A seed is a shield. It means the draw cannot place dangerous opponents in your path early. Eala has no shield. She is floating loose, and the computer used that freedom. Round 1. Alexandra Eala versus Zheng Qinwen, the Olympic gold medalist, in this draw, as a wild card, placed directly across from Eala in the very first match of the tournament. That is not bad luck. That is arithmetic. Here is what makes a wild card genuinely dangerous. It carries no seeding, no protection, no positioning. A wild card is a loose object rolling around inside the bracket. It can land anywhere. Usually, it is a promising teenager or a local favorite. Sometimes it is a former world number 5 with a gold medal from Paris. Zheng has been rebuilding from injury all season. No points to defend, no seed to protect, no weight of expectation, which means she is walking into Washington in the exact same emotional state as Eala, hungry, unburdened, and completely free. 2 players with nothing to lose. First round, day 1. That is not a warm-up. That is a collision. And I have to take you back to the last time they shared a court. September 2023, Asian Games semifinal. Eala was 18, ranked 190th. Zheng was ranked 23rd and the overwhelming favorite. First set, 6-1. It was not a match. It was a demonstration. Then the second set. Eala falls to 2-5, 1 game away from losing, with the entire Philippines watching at 4 in the morning. And then she refused to let it end. She saved match point after match point, dragged it back to 6-all, won the tiebreak, led 3-1 in the third, and for about 20 minutes, the Philippines was genuinely close to its first Asian Games gold medal in tennis since 1962. Then the body gave out. Everything she spent surviving that second set came due. Zheng closed it and went on to the gold medal match. Eala took bronze. She walked off that court having lost. She also walked off a completely different player. Here is the question worth sitting with. That was Eala at 18. Ranked 190, with nothing on the line. This is Eala at 21, ranked 28, who 3 weeks ago beat the defending Wimbledon champion on center court. How much of that old match still applies? I can argue it both ways, and that is exactly what makes Monday uncomfortable. Argument 1. Eala is a better player now. Bigger serve, more decisive first strike tennis. And critically, she has learned how to close. 2 years ago, she ran out of gas. This year, she has come back from a set down in multiple matches and survived tiebreaks that used to swallow her. Argument 2. Qinwen has never lost to Alex Eala. Not once. And the underdog dynamic may have completely reversed. In the Asian Games, Eala had nothing to lose. On Monday, Eala is the higher-ranked player coming off the biggest month of her career, expected to win by an entire nation. Pressure does not disappear when you get better. It just relocates. And this Monday will be the first time they have ever played each other on the WTA Tour. No tour-level head-to-head. No pattern to study. Two players who have both transformed since the last time they stood across a net from each other. Nobody has a map for this. Not the odds makers, not the commentators, not the players. Now here is the part American tennis media has almost entirely gotten wrong. And once you hear it said plainly, you will wonder why it took this long. Leylah Fernandez is Canadian. She represents Canada. She made a US Open final at 18 years old in 2021 in front of a New York crowd that fell completely in love with her. Last year, she became the first Canadian ever to win this Washington title. Her mother is Filipino-Canadian, so if Fernandez gets past her opener and Eala survives Zheng, the match everyone has been posting about since Saturday night is not the Philippines versus Canada. It is two daughters of Filipino blood standing on opposite ends of a court on American soil, and only one of them gets to keep going. Fernandez is not the villain in this story. She is the mirror. She is the version of this path that already happened. A young woman with Filipino heritage who reached a Grand Slam final before she could legally drink in her own country. Who has spent her entire career carrying a flag that only tells half of where she came from. And now here is another young woman with Filipino heritage, 5 years behind her, carrying the flag Fernandez does not get to carry. There is also a detail I have not seen a single preview mention. They already played this year. Stuttgart, April, clay. Eala went out in the round of 32. The player who eliminated her was Leylah Fernandez. So every headline calling this a collision course is selling you a first meeting. It is not. It is a rematch. And Eala is the one walking in carrying the debt. Now let us look at whether she is actually capable of making all of this happen. 3 weeks in June, Berlin. Donna Vekic, the Queen's Club champion, 3 days removed from lifting a trophy. Eala beat her. Elena Rybakina, world number 2, Eala beat her. Then Svitolina to reach the semifinals. Then Wimbledon, where she arrived as the 29th seed. The first Filipino player ever seeded at a Grand Slam. Third round, Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, on the biggest stage in the sport. 7-5 in a first-set tiebreak, then 6-2. Defending champion dethroned. First Filipino singles player ever to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam. That is not a hot streak. A hot streak is 1 good week. This is a player who has figured out how to beat elite opponents in consecutive rounds under pressure, which is the exact skill this bracket is about to demand. Here is one more number nobody talks about. Alex Eala has 1,666 ranking points. Leylah Fernandez has won 344. The player being framed as the underdog is ranked higher than the defending champion. Eala is defending 70 points all summer. Fernandez is defending 500 in this single week. They are structurally moving in opposite directions. One climbing with an empty backpack, one trying to break with a full one. The only real unknown is the surface. Her 2026 season splits cleanly in half. Clay was rough. Early exits in Stuttgart, Madrid, Roland Garros. Then grass arrived and she became a different athlete entirely. Birmingham title, Berlin semifinal, Wimbledon fourth round. Hard courts are the open question. She has not played one competitively since March. But here is what I keep reminding myself. The player we know as Alex Eala was born on hard courts. Miami 2025, ranked 140th, she beat 3 Grand Slam champions in one tournament and reached the semifinals as a teenager. Hard courts are not foreign territory. They are home. So here's my actual read on this week. The match that decides Alex Eala's entire summer is not the Fernandez match. It is Monday. Round 1. If she gets past Zheng, she arrives at Fernandez with momentum, rhythm restored on hard courts, facing a defending champion drowning in 500 points of pressure. That door is genuinely open. If she loses Monday, every narrative people have been building since Saturday night disappears before anyone gets to argue about it. No rematch, no identity story, nothing. One match, one afternoon, the whole week sitting on it, and underneath all of it, one date. August 24th. The seeding cutoff for the US Open. Eala currently sits at 29 on the entry list. If she is inside the top 32 on that date, she becomes the first Filipina in history to be seeded at Flushing Meadows. 3 tournaments, 4 spots of cushion. A seed is not a trophy. A seed is architecture. It means the road into the second week of a Grand Slam opens in a way it has never opened for a player from Southeast Asia. Everything she does in Washington, Toronto, and Cincinnati is really just math being done toward that one line. 2 years ago, there was no WTA event in the Philippines. Not one. Now there is. That did not happen because of market research. It happened because of one person. Women's tennis just opened a country of 115 million people to itself. And it started because a girl who left home at 12 decided that someone else's ceiling was not hers. Monday. Alex Eala walks onto a court in Washington, D.C. for the first time in her life. Unseated, unprotected, backpack empty. An entire country awake at 4 in the morning. I have given you every reason to believe and every reason to worry. I meant both of them. But if this thing gets to Fernandez, if those two actually walk out onto the same court, I still cannot answer the one question sitting at the center of it all. Who does the Filipino crowd in that stadium cheer for? Not who should they. Who will they? Because those are 2 completely different questions. And I think the honest answer makes people uncomfortable. I will be here for every match. Washington, Toronto, Cincinnati, New York, breaking each one down exactly like this. Tell me in the comments what you think Monday looks like. See you after round 1.